I've been up and I've been trying to go to bed. It is 2:30 in the morning. So this just in. So I said, let me go on and give this information so I can go on and sleep because I'm a toss and turn if I don't. So we are on 297th day of the Biden administration. The man that our President Trump pardoned when he was facing fraud charges, the same man they called a media executive, same man they call a political strategist, and this man is also a former investment banker whom we all know as for being the White House chief strategist. He is none other than Stephen Bannon, which we thought was in good standings with our President Trump. We guess not. Child, huh? Alongside him being called arrogant, another name they called him that's attached to arrogant was that he was dangerous. Stephen Bannon, saying he is one of the most dangerous political operatives in America. Well, he got himself into a bit of a pinch, a squeeze. Basically, Houston, we do have a problem right here. I'm sure that's what President Trump was saying. So, oh, excuse me, child, she should be in bed. Bannon today was indicted by the federal grand jury, honey. For what, you ask? For contempt of Congress. On not one, child, but two counts. And child, let the record show that this hammer came today on 11. Today. It came today, this afternoon, while we was eating our lunch. And while I was out and about, this was going on. It was happening. Okay. And it came just 22 days after the House voted to hold him in contempt. They was on his heels. So listen to the charges. His charges are as followed. Charge number 1, refusing to testify. How you gonna do that, ninja? You one of the dangerous operatives. Get on up on that stand. Why don't you? Good question. Why don't he? Why won't he? And count number 2, refusing to produce documents in regards to that committee subpoena. Y'all remember that? Child. Oh, well, Brandon, you know you can get up to 2 years, but you messing with Trump. You gonna do a long, long, long time. Okay. So, child, let's see what we can do. See if we can do a listen. and see if we can do a listen. Ha! So, we gonna do a little listen and a watch. Okay, so this is commercial. Wait a minute now. Oh, our old president. He had to dance with the snakes, eat with the snakes, probably sleep with the snakes, in the same building that is, down the hall, Ugh. So let's take a listen and a look. Let's get this on up here, child.
Six Committee Chair Benny Thompson and co-chair Liz Cheney issued a statement together about Bannon that read in part, quote, Steve Bannon's indictment should send a clear message to anyone who thinks they can ignore the select committee or try to stonewall our investigation. No one is above the law. We will not hesitate to use our tools at our disposal to get the information we need, close quote. Trump pardoned Steve Bannon earlier this year when he was facing fraud charges. That pardon, however, is not currency and will do nothing for him now. Bannon's now facing up to 2 years max on the contempt charges. Bannon's expected to surrender himself on Monday before his first court appearance, no doubt after enjoying his weekend. Would it surprise you to learn that he is taking a defiant stand?
We're taking action. We're taking over the Republican Party through the precinct committee strategy. We're taking over all the elections, and we're going to continue that. And we're going to get to the bottom of 3 November, and we're going to decertify the electors, okay? And you're going to have a constitutional crisis.
As for former Trump Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, who also happens to be a former member of Congress, he was a no-show today, despite the 1-6 committee's demand that he appear for a deposition 10 a.m. sharp. No Meadows. That didn't go over well with the committee, which issued this warning. Mr. Meadows' actions today, choosing to defy the law, will force the Select Committee to consider pursuing contempt or other proceedings to enforce the subpoena. Meadows has also invoked Trump's claim of executive privilege, which 1-6 committee members have dismissed.
Well, okay.
We've got to take some action. You can't allow these individuals who have information that the committee needs to simply flout their obligation, thumb their nose at Congress and the law. That can't happen in America.
His posture is just laughable. There's no absolute. There's no absolute here that he can't come before the committee or can't talk about some of his work previously.
And here's the problem for Mark Meadows. He once believed in the sanctity of a subpoena and the need to cooperate with a congressional investigation. This is from 2018.
What are you accusing Rod Rosenstein of specifically?
Well, really, for 9 months, we've asked for documents, and that's all we want are the documents. And what we found is not only have subpoenas been ignored, but information has been hidden. The efforts have been stonewalled. And I guess for us, it's all about transparency so the American people can judge for themselves. And
Okay, so, Bannon, I think you need to get yourself together. Hopefully it's not too late for you. Let me snap out of it. And, okay, now, to the Mark person, Mark Meadows, where you at? Why come you ain't show up to the Lord child? Haven't you learned from Bannon? Ooh, you are in worse than hot water, honey. Your feet is burning from the fire that's up underneath it. Because you running fast, quick, fast, and hurry. You just might be on your way to an indictment as well. That said, back to you, Jesus. Carry on, sir.